were consciously upset or subconsciously, where you're thinking about what type of love that you have in your life, intimate love, is it going how you want it to go?
My intention is clarity.
A deeper spiritual experience, which for me came in dreams. Things that I would see would come true. I would tell people when I was younger, they'd be like, this girl crazy. But I've even seen it myself.
Deja vu.
But when you get this, I've seen this before, but I know this is my first time ever being here.
Sometimes we allow other people to paint the story for us. We're not giving it to ourselves. Hey, welcome back to How the F Is This a Podcast. I know it's been a minute since I've been on, and we are here with a new co-host this time around. We're super excited to give you some more episodes of just, empowerment, mental health, and just good conversation. The last episode I did was my solo episode, just introducing that, hey, I'm moving towards new steps with the podcast, and we are finally here. We're back in motion. Fall season is coming. We focus, and we're ready to record and give this content out. All right, so I'm excited to be back on the mic, and I have my lovely co-host right here that I'm going to let her introduce herself in her own way, and then we're going to talk about what we're getting into today.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm Miss P, the new kid on the block, so I'm here for all shenanigans. So we hope that everyone comes back on in and listen to the podcast, How the F Is This a Podcast?
Yes. So today, for our first episode, season 2, we on season 2. That's crazy. I just noticed that season 1, we did 18 episodes. And when I tell you how much work that was, we were really working hard on this podcast as if we had a team like Joe Budden and the Breakfast Club, and we don't. So that's why this break has been a little extensive, but it was needed. But if anybody want to donate their time and, make us great, like the Breakfast Club, Ebro, anywhere, Apple Music, something,
We here for it.
Just let us know. So recently, I went to Oregon, right? And I was on a psychedelic retreat. Well, I'm actually in school right now, certification program at the Integrative Psychiatry Institute. And I'm currently working on being able to administer psychedelics as well as ketamine within the mental health treatment space. So I want to talk a little bit about my experience. And, with Ms. P, she just going to jump in and dive in about stuff. But before I talk about my experience, I want to give you all some quick facts and insight on psychedelics and psilocybin, right? So psilocybin is naturally an occurring compound found in certain species of mushrooms, also known as magic mushrooms, right?
Magic mushrooms.
So I'm sure people have heard of, mushrooms and what the magic mushrooms can do, right? So when taken, the body converts psilocybin into psilocin, which affects the brain and changes mood, perception, and thought patterns at that time, right? So basically, you could think about it as it rewiring how your brain communicates, and you can see different colors, brighter colors. Your thoughts can be a little bit deepened, and your emotions can feel way stronger. So just to talk a little bit about the history of magic mushrooms, right? They say that going all the way back to cave paintings in North Africa as early as 9,000 years ago. I mean, that's super long, right? These magic mushrooms were around. They were used for ritual reasons. And the indigenous people, they used it to connect spiritually to God. And then in the 1500s, the Spanish conquest, the Christian missionaries, they banned mushrooms during ceremonies. And then during that time, mushroom ceremonies went underground, right? So many cultures, but this was in like Mexico, but cultures such as in Thailand and Africa, all these other cultures, everybody had their own different way that they would use the magic mushrooms, right?
So that was to be like to get to like a more spiritual high to
Right.
connect with God.
Yeah. So that it was their way of healing also. Then going to Western discovery and research in the 20th century, in 1955, R. Gordon Wasson, he was a U.S. banker. He participated in the mushroom ceremony in Mexico. And 1960s, they studied it in Harvard. Psilocybin gained attention in psychology and psychiatry for its potentials in treating alcoholism, depression, and enhancing creativity. Um, and then it was criminalized in the late 1960s and 1970s as recreational use had grew in the U.S. Right, so today it is known as I think it's a Schedule 3.
So people weren't, I guess back in the 60s, they weren't doing it like medically where they were being guided. They were just doing it recreationally.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just like more like marijuana use. Like, okay, we getting on it, and then the government got
So
a
you on
hold
the
to
trip.
it,
Yeah.
and the government's like, all right, no, we banning it, y'all getting locked up, etc.
Mm.
Now today, you have places such as Oregon, where I was at, it is legal, and they can provide treatment and have treatment centers in Oregon. Colorado is also a state that has passed it. In New Mexico, they just passed some. I need to actually read the law that recently passed in April, but they are doing some pretty cool things in New Mexico. And then it's another place. It's four of them that you can have like above ground
Mhm. So it's like a
psychedelic
guided.
psilocybin.
Say it's like you're guided with a doctor or a facilitator of mushrooms
Yeah,
in these places.
right. So it's a guided journey, therapeutic type journey. Now it talks about it in different states. I think I've heard someone talk about it in Virginia that went to Senate, or some laws are being presented or will be presented about it. But as of right now, it isn't legal, right?
Here.
So what's interesting about this program, because we're learning how to administer it, is that we can only administer it in the states that it's legal in, right? But we're also learning how to administer ketamine too. But I'm not all the way there with my ketamine journey and knowing everything about ketamine, because I'm still new in the program. But, we're gonna have another episode on ketamine when after I go to my residency in November. But that's a little bit of facts about psychedelics, right? I'll talk about the pros and cons, but before I go into the pros and cons, I'll just talk a little bit about my journey, right? So
So what even made you want to do that? Because in the Black community, people don't even really like going to a psychiatrist or a therapist because they're like, oh, that means I'm crazy. So as a Black therapist, what made you interested in saying, hey, let me check out something different with mushrooms that can help people, like you said, with depression and anxiety and alcoholism and things of that nature.
yeah,
So what made you want to do that as a Black therapist?
for me, so when it comes to the pharmaceutical world, like even when I get sick, I don't like taking medicine, right?
Okay.
And I just working with clients and seeing them on like all these medications,
Right.
to deal with. They may be on 2 different medications to deal with one issue, right? Or 3 different medications to deal with one issue, and they have to take this every day. And how it one impacts their body, but also it's a lot of work for somebody to do in order to take care of their mental. If you can go through a journey and maybe have to do a journey 2 times a year,
Right.
and you can be stable,
And don't
I
have
think,
to take
and don't have to
meds.
continue taking medication over and over and over again,
Right.
and changing the doses. I feel like that's more beneficial. So I was intrigued when I heard about psychedelics and the mental health benefits that it can have for people that experience depression, anxiety, trauma, or substance use disorders. And I wanted to be able to learn about new treatment modalities, I want to be different than other therapists that's out here, right? So I know that I don't know any therapists near me, that are
It's taking this
seeking
type
this
of
work
training.
or in this type of work, So I think that is definitely a need too. And when I see, at my internship, I was the only Black guy there. So it's about 26 students there, and everybody's from all over the world, right? Super cool people. But, I probably was the youngest person there, one, and
And the only Black
and the
person.
only Black guy there, too. So the
It gotta be,
representation,
somebody gotta be first.
right? So the representation is needed
Right.
there, and I feel like the Black community, we're just not aware. Like I just found out about, magic mushrooms maybe a year and a half ago.
Right.
So
Well, as a layperson, I never really knew about mushrooms, even that it would help in those type of ways for depression, like childhood trauma and things of that nature. But I think as a whole, Black folks, we've been like, we don't really know. If they gonna take us on a trip somewhere, we want to know what the trip is. We don't want to be like, yo, I'm seeing spiders and bears and all of this kind of stuff.
yeah,
We want to be able to, like, we have to concretely know, like, what's gonna happen. And I know with this experience, you don't really concretely know what's gonna happen. It's just like your mind and your body takes you to another place or to an incident that might have happened or whatever. So as a layperson, I'm like, do I want to do this? Low key, I really do, because I want to experience what it's like and if it can help me with my own childhood trauma. So low key, I want to experience, but I know as a whole, people are like, really? Is this really gonna take all these things away? And then you look at, yes, all the medications that people are taking and all the fine print, because you know how the commercial goes. This may cause a
liver
seizure.
disease,
Yeah.
and this and this and that. Yeah,
You might have a heart attack if you feel your heart pounding or whatever. So, yeah, I would rather take something that was natural, that I'm like, okay, I'm not going to experience all of those crazy side effects. And at this moment, we don't really know what they're giving us in all this medication. For me, I like to do home remedies. But for a layperson like me that's saying, hey, I think I want to do this, that means I would have to go to a whole nother state or to another country to even experience it.
yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So
I
I'm gonna
mean,
need to check my passport.
you do, and not saying that this is good, but there are a lot of people that do it underground. Like it's a thing.
Right.
The underground psilocybin,
It's like the
psychedelic
Underground Railroad for
exper-
psychedelics.
like it's a movement
Right.
that I learned about, and I'm like, oh wow, but what was interesting, so when we got there, it was a 5-day experience. First off, I'm like, I'm going to Oregon. I don't know nothing about Oregon. When I get to when I heard I had to go to Oregon, the first thing I thought about was being in 4th grade, and I cannot remember my teacher's name, but she put us through this Oregon Trail for months. Like it was like every Friday we was learning about the Oregon Trail, and she would make us eat this food that they would eat. Like we would have, it was fun to us. We had beef jerky and like all these fancy peanuts and stuff. But
Well,
we
how
was
was
learning.
the food? What's
No, the food wasn't. And Oregon 10 out of 10 don't recommend. That's what I tell people. Like if you want to be bored, go. But
It's for relaxation.
yeah, I had some great time relaxing. I did.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so when we got there, we had a pre-meeting before we got to Oregon, just really going through what to expect, etc. The program, I really enjoy the program, as well as the facilitators and the professors. Like they're very welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
So when we got to Oregon, we was greeted. And I don't know if I can say their name. I won't say their name. I'll keep everybody's name private. But our facilitators were super dope. Oregon girls, white girls. but they were so sweet, so like loving. Really, I really felt the support and love from them. Like they was just super calm,
Right.
and when
So
I
it made
remember,
you feel real nice and calm and like, hey,
yeah,
I'm in a
when
good
the
space.
meeting first started, the very first meeting that we had, and one of the facilitators was talking, and I went there. One of the reasons why I went there was to study. I mean, obviously, it's an internship, but like I went to study because I want to do retreats. So I'm like, I'll need to see how they're doing their retreats and how they're making people feel safe and like what are they looking out for, et cetera. So I was studying the facilitators, and I was like, oh, she set this room so good. Like you could feel the energy of calmness, right? And I'm not even one of those people that's like an energy person, right? I don't even be talking like that. But now I feel like I come back from Oregon, and I'm just like energy.
I'm energy. See, I got my energy on. I put my energy stone on today. Since I know we was talking about, getting into another like a psychedelic thing.
Yeah. So.
But being that the energy was set and you felt like you was in a safe space and everything was calm, and does that make you like open your mind to like a whole nother level, like you reaching a whole nother height to go to another place?
I mean, I feel like anytime you're doing something that's unfamiliar, you want to feel safe and you need to be safe, right? And if you don't feel safe, then you're going to be apprehensive. For me, I already went into my internship. No, we had the choice to choose if we wanted to take the medicine or not. Like we didn't have to. I went into it knowing that I was.
Okay.
Right. So I wasn't going back and forth and had apprehensiveness about like, oh,
wasn't
am I gonna
scared
do
or
this?
anything.
No.
Yeah.
Now there was one person in my in the cohort, and she was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like I'm still on the fence about it. And she wound up taking it. But, I think part of her reasoning of taking it was because of the security and safety that she felt.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, day one is kind of just like prepping. We're prepping and, going through things and getting to know each other, et cetera. Day two, same thing. We was there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, we was there 4 days. I got there Monday, but class was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Said it
Friday.
was a week.
Because I was there for 5 days.
Did you lose a couple of
So
days?
the first day was just kind of like, boom, laying out the foundation, setting your intention on like, all right, we know that we're about to do the medicine. What are you doing it for though? Like, what's your intention behind doing this? I missed this memo, but we were supposed to bring anything that we wanted to put on, to share with the class, like, hey, this is a part of my intention, like whether it was a family picture or object, item, whatever the case may be.
So is that helpful to you getting to opening your mind, or if that was something that involved a type of trauma or depression, and you bringing an object? Sometimes you see it on TV, the mediums, and they say, hey, bring something from the person that you want to reach to on the other side, and you bring a watch or whatever, and they be like, hey, Grandpa Joe is, coming out. He's saying yada, yada. So is that like the same type of experience?
For everybody, it's different because it's based on what your intention is, right? So there were people that had bought, like this one lady, she bought a picture of her and her mother, and she said she was like super sad in the picture. Older white lady, her story was a very beautiful story, but needless to say, everybody had their own intention, shared their intention. Day two, we split the class up, so half of us took the medicine one day and the other half took it the next day. So we had got partners on day one.
Okay.
So they just told us who our partners was, and they said, if you don't feel comfortable with the partner, we'll change them or whatever. My partner, super cool, isn't somebody that I would talk to on a normal, right? But I'm already here. I'm gonna have this experience. I just feel like in life in general, I'm just open into just
to new things.
relationships with people, you know, which in the past I would probably be a little bit more judgmental. Yeah. So anyways, my partner, cool. I'm like, all right, that's my partner. We gonna get it, and we click. Like,
Right.
wow. But I feel like I can easily click with people, so we click. Wow.
But when you going and it's like a complete stranger, like I've never met this person before in my life, it's like, can I be safe? Can I put myself out there? Because I just assumed that it was like, and just because I don't know, but I assume it's like, okay, you go under with these mushrooms, and now like you're experiencing like something that might have terrified you or something like that. So I'm thinking like you're talking and saying, saying all the things or whatever it is. So is it something that's like in your mind, or is it something that if I recorded you out, that we could look back at it and say, hey, well, what was going on at this point while you were under mushrooms? Is it something like that, or is it like really in the inside and in your own mind?
So it's different for everybody. I mean, there's endless things that can happen, and that you can experience, and everybody's journey is gonna be different. Nobody's journey is gonna be the same, right? Because all our lives are different. We all think a different way. So whatever it is that, however our brain gonna pump that day, that's just what it's gonna pump, and it's increasing like all this serotonin, So it's a serotonin overload that you get.
So you like, whoa. Is it like um a roller coaster, like when you're about to come down, it's like, whoa. Is it that type of feeling? Like you like, whoa, like everything's rushing in?
Well, I'm gonna just get into let me just get into my story.
Okay.
So, anyways, I go day one, right? Because I'm
Just
always
start.
gonna be a leader and just go do it. Like I want to start out.
Here we go. Here we go.
So I go day one, and we had 3 different dose levels, or we could have chose a lower one out of the 3 that they provided us that we could have taken.
Right.
So of course, a lot of us took the highest dose because we're gonna be we're thriving to administer this to people, right? So let's at least go hard or go home. That's what I thought. Give me the highest dose. Let me just see what's up. So the highest dose was 34 milligrams. When we got it, when I'm thinking 34 milligrams, I'm not really thinking how much that is.
Right.
And when we got it, I'm like, oh, this is a lot of mushrooms.
So is it like in the powder form, pill form?
No, it's like it looked like it's a mushroom. It's like
I love mushrooms. I eat them all the time. So
yeah, no, but it's like a stick. It looks like a stick.
Oh, okay. So
Kind
it's not
of
like
with
the
a look
round
on a
one.
mushroom head.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but
not
it's
like the round one.
yeah. So anyways, how they preferred, well, the preferred way to take it, which is better, they said we was able to grind the mushroom up, put it in a cup, put orange juice in it, then drink it. So that way you're not really, because if you just chew the mushroom, it's kind of like stale. It's not really flavorful.
Doesn't have a
It's not,
taste or
yeah,
anything.
it's just like, so it's better. So anyways, did that. I didn't eat that morning. I had a banana. They said don't really eat that much, right? They said if you do eat anything, just eat a banana. So I ate a banana. Grinded my little mushroom up. They had our beds. They had about 2 covers for us. They had our little eyelids, our little headphones, everything. So I just take my little mushroom. I got my little cover. Went there. I was comfortable. Laid out in the bed. I told my partner, I'm like, all right, chill, Bill. I'm about to go in. Right? So I was telling my partner, I'm like, yo, what's so funny is that it feels like you're going to a virtual reality game. It's like you put the headphones in and it's like, whoop. So it can take up to like 45 minutes, they say, for you to start feeling the mushroom effect. For me, I feel like it took, I don't know, time didn't really exist, but if I had to put a time to it, it probably took like 25 to 30 minutes for me to start feeling it. So when I had the headphones on, well, out loud the music was playing, through the speakers, but then we all had headphones that we could put on, and it was the same music, like the silent party headphones.
Okay.
I had the headphones on, and listening to these melodies, because it's just all melodies that we're listening to, right? And some of the melodies that I was listening to, like, it just put me in different spaces in life, right? So some of it was putting me in like a family space, like just thinking about you and like just family members. Some of it put me in a space of like other relationships with people.
So intimate relationships or friendship relationships?
More so like work and friendship relationships with people. And then, a whole bunch of stuff. But things that stood out to me in my journey. So the thing about having a psychedelic journey and a guided journey at that, first off, it was like 13 of us, 12 or 13 of us on the magic mushroom at one time, right? Okay. But it's like 32 people in the room. We're all in the same room, right? Facilitators, it's about 6 facilitators, and then the partner, all of us are paired up with a partner that's observing us, right?
So is everyone laying down, or can you stand up or sit in a chair? Like,
so our partners are pretty much sitting next to us. We didn't have to lay down. Like, that was just for us to be comfortable. But if we wanted to sit up or not have the headphones on or not have the eyelids on or anything like that, we could do that. Okay. My personal opinion, I would say if you ever get the chance to do the experience for the first time, go in and like relax with it. Okay. Because I feel like the people who are trying to be more aware, they're like fighting something back. And they're not allowing the mushroom to just do what it needed. Yeah, it's to do what it needs to do. So, anyways, when I was in my experience, I remember, like, one moment, I felt all this energy in my hand. Like, it felt like electricity. It felt like electricity, a power line in my hand.
You about to be a superhero?
Right. Seriously. And I'm like, I'm still relaxing, laying down or whatever, and I'm still conscious because I'm not asleep. And
so you awoke?
Yeah, I was.
So you're not really. I'm thinking you, like in a REM type of sleep. No.
No, I wasn't asleep. I wasn't asleep. I was up.
That's
interesting. I just had my eyes closed and I was just relaxing, but I was up. I was listening to the sounds. I was aware. Like, I can feel, even though I couldn't see, I can feel what was going on around me. All right, so when I was listening to certain tunes, like certain tunes were making me super happy. Like, I was just smiling, not no teeth, but like I can feel. It probably. To me, my smile felt bigger than what it probably was. Like, it felt like it was all the way out here. But it was the sounds that I was hearing. It was just making me feel happy, but also like gratitude for just life in general. And then some of the melodies that I was hearing, I felt like I was having conversations with my ego, like. I was literally talking to my ego.
Talking to yourself.
Yeah, like, yo, damn, why you do this? Like, and what's crazy is it's really like you having a movie in your head. And I'm going through stuff, like, and it's just random things that's coming up in my head that I'm going through, but I'm processing it as I'm going through it. Like, so I'm processing it with myself, and just like also challenging myself in the processing.
That's so, like, interesting.
I'm questioning certain things. Like, wait, but so like when you see a cartoon and it's like the
little bubble right here.
Yeah, the little bubble pop up, and it's like your little mini me talking to yourself. Right. That's the analogy that I would give. That's what it was like.
Wow.
Then I had other moments where, like, it was some jungle sounds and it was like little monkeys playing and lions, boom, boom, and it was real festive, like. And I like beats, I like music, I just like enjoyed music just in general, right?
Right.
But I remember I was laying there and it was so freaky to me. It just felt good, but it like felt sensual good.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, and I remember at one point it was like I moved my waist a little bit, and I was like, hold on, I'm in class.
You about to get in?
Yo, I was like, yo, what the, and it was
You
like
about to love yourself?
I was like certain some of the sounds. It was like I had a smirk on my face because it was like, yo, why does it feel that? Why did that make me feel like that?
Somebody that you like, oh, I got to move my hips like this.
I'm like, why did it make me feel that way? It was so funny. So then, so then I had like a little moment with that. And then I was laughing a little bit because I was just like, that is so funny. Like, why did I feel that way? And then it was another moment where it was like this swamp. The music sounded like some swamp type of music.
Swamp music.
Swamp music. Like you in a swamp. You know, think about being in a swamp.
Like you down in the bayou.
Yeah.
The bayou.
It was
type.
like creepy.
Okay.
It was creepy. Suspicious. Like look out, watch out type thing. And it was like.
Like, boy, you in danger?
Yeah. It felt like you like you in danger. Not in I didn't feel like I was in danger, but I felt like I needed to like watch. Like I just need to watch. Like keep that.
You need to be aware.
Open. Yeah. And there was one moment. It was, I don't know what language this guy was singing. I don't know if it was like Hawaiian or just like, I don't know what country it was from, because we were listening to sounds and some of it had words to it, but it was like words from different languages.
Okay.
And they purposely do that so that you don't go into the experience with familiarity. All right. So I don't know, the song, I don't know what he was talking about. He got to talk about some bullshit. But it sounded so good. He just sounded so good. And I was like, I felt like a love song. I thought it was a love song. And I just felt it.
So what did it make you feel?
I just felt like love.
How did you feel?
I just felt like love.
You felt love.
And then that
throughout
hit
your
off.
body.
Yeah, no, then that hit off, and then it was like this crazy melody. Like, the headphones was knocking. When I tell you, crazy melody. And I can feel the melody going, shifting through my body.
Wow.
Shifting through my body, right? And it was like, when it hit the climax, when you get to a climax of a song,
right?
Like,
That's
I don't even know if that was the climax of the song, but it felt like the climax of the song. And it was like the climax of the song was at my heart. And if you blow up balloon with a pump, it was like at that point my heart was pumping, but it was expanding until it popped.
Wow. Did that make you nervous?
And I was like, at first, so I was laying down and I had my eyes closed, but when I was listening to the song, my eyes were already getting watery. Like I was already crying a little bit. Wow. And I was when I felt whatever somatic feeling going up, it was like I was shaking my hand a little bit because I don't know if I was trying to stop it. Right. I don't know what that was, but I was shaking my hand a little bit. But when it popped, I didn't jump all the way up, but I was just like, because my partner was right here, and then my other classmate was right here too that was watching her partner.
Wow.
And I grabbed them, like grabbed their arms, and I was like boo hoo. Well, I wasn't like boo hoo ugly
Oh, you
crying,
was booing.
but I was crying like
Right.
water,
Mm.
water falls,
Wow.
like
Wow.
crying, and I was holding their hand so tight like this, and the music was still going. And I'm just holding their hand and then like caressing their hand
Wow.
for probably like 3 to 5 minutes or
Mm.
whatever, and then after that song went off, I took my blindfold off and I took my headphones off. I got to use the bathroom. And at that point, I was like, oh wait, I was a little dizzy at first because he my partner was like, yo, you was in for like 5 hours, like you was chilling. He
Wow.
was like, you good? And I was
So
like, yeah.
you're down. You're in that for like 5 hours.
I was in it for a total of probably like 6 hours.
Wow.
But at that point, when I had that moment,
Hmm. You
I
were
was
down
in
for
it.
5 hours.
I took the shrooms at 9:30. It was already like, it was like 3 o'clock
Wow.
when I got up.
So that just took you through all of those emotions.
Yeah.
So riddle me this: after experiencing those things, is it something that you would say like um, brought to you for things for you to look out in your life? Like you said, the you were going through the swamp, and it was like be cautious or whatever.
Mm.
So going in, would consciously or subconsciously, did you think about different things that you needed to be cautious about in your life, or um, like your heart exploding? It's like we're consciously upset or subconsciously when you're thinking about um, what type of love that you have in your life, intimate love, is it going, you know, how you want it to go? Were those some of the things that you went in thinking about, or consciously or subconsciously?
So I would say yeah and no. No, because that wasn't my intention to when I went into my journey. Right. My intention, I stated, to everybody, was like clarity. So that was just the word I chose. I didn't bring an item, etc. I wrote it down and I said my intention is clarity,
Mhm.
and clarity meaning clarity to anything that I need clarity on.
Okay.
And I
So,
just left it open for the universe. Like, just give me
okay.
whatever I need clarity on. But
And
prior to, getting to Oregon and, doing my magic mushroom trip, I mean, there was things that I was already, thinking
feeling
about,
it.
and, just life stuff going on
Right.
anyway,
Right.
that I've had thoughts about. So I felt like those things did come up.
Hmm.
And for my intention, I felt like I received the clarity
That you
that I
needed.
needed,
Hmm.
as well as confirmation on things
That you
that I
needed
needed
confirmation on.
reminders on.
Right.
Right. Because even stuff like even during my trip, um, like it was moments where not only I felt like so much gratitude, but moments of reaffirmation for myself.
Right.
Cause I think that sometimes people think that I don't I don't know how to say it.
What, like they think everything is going good, like I'm Baby and I got this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So sometimes we never stop to say, to be grateful or have gratitude for the things and the people that we have around us, the things that we acquire in life. Sometimes your head could get big and you'd be like, I did this myself. Nobody had helped me in this and that. But you do have to take a beat and be like, you know what? Whoever you pray to, you know, the Lord, your spiritual guide, to say, I thank you for even having this experience, for bringing me this far in this life, for even giving me the strength to get up this morning to say, hey, it's another day to, go and tackle something else. Because you do work in mental health and substance abuse, and that's a lot. You deal with millions of people a day. So you're taking in a lot of energies. So when I hear you say a story about your experience, that energy in your hands, because you take on a lot of people's energies and a lot of people's spirits.
Yeah.
So that's that energy coming out your hands. It's like, phew, these are all the things that sometimes you have to let those energies go so that you can be restored.
Yeah.
So on a spiritual basis, like I get that. I've never had the mushroom experience, but I've had a deeper spiritual experience,
Mm-hmm.
which for me came in dreams, but I don't know because I know it's a higher power of a spirit. But it's in dreams, but I would see things. And the things that I would see would come true.
Yeah.
And I would tell people when I was younger, they'd be like, this girl crazy. But things that I would see would come true. Or even if I said to somebody, hey, don't go over to that place. Like, I saw this in my dream. And I've even seen it myself. You know how people say, oh, it's a deja vu.
Yeah.
And
I have a lot of deja vu.
yeah, and it's like, wait a minute. And it'll be someplace you've never been before. But it's like when you get there, it's like, I've seen this before, but I know this is my first time ever being here. So I think as we, like walk on this earth, just being spiritual beings, we might be experiencing those things, but probably not to the highest level as like taking mushrooms.
Yeah. But what I agree with you on that. What I was gonna say though, I wanted to start over on how I was gonna say it. I feel like sometimes we are hard, including myself, on ourselves, right? So, like for me in my journey, like we allow people. Sometimes we allow other people to paint whatever the story is, paint the story for us, right?
Right.
Or other people may give us this gratitude or show us this and show us that, etc. But we're not giving it to ourselves, right? So we have to take the time too to give it to ourselves because that's what really matters, right?
True.
So out of the whole trip that I had, one of the common things that came up to me was just like, yo, none of this shit matter.
Wow.
I was like, none of this shit matter. Besides what matters to me.
Right.
And that's just how I felt. Like I was just when I was done with my trip,
free?
I was just like, I sat up and I was just like, don't none of this shit matter. For real. And I was given affirmations and confirmation to myself of like, oh, this is who you are. Like, this is who I am. This is what I bring to the table. Whatever. It was just a reminder that one I needed, but I already knew. It's not that I didn't know it. It's just that
you had to be reassured.
Yeah. So it was a good experience for me, right? And everybody's experience is different. Majority of the people in my class, they had great experiences. They had, everybody had something different to say. And it was interesting to be an observer the next day, right? Because I'm like, first off, I'm like, yo, when I was in it for 6 hours, it didn't feel like 6 hours. But now that I'm watching,
it's like, this is 6
I'm
hours.
hungry. I'm like, yo, you good? Like, you breathing? Like, everything good. And then just looking around the room at like how everybody that was on the medicine at the time was just different. And so they said our group was like we was mostly chill, calm. But that second group,
they had some things.
They
had some things they were going
one of
through.
the people that took the medicine in the second group, I mean, from 10 minutes in to them taking the medicine and that was at like 9:30 to about 4:30, they went through it, going through it. Like, crying the whole time, falling all over the place, dancing, laughing, cursing people out, talking about this. Like it was just a lot going on. But what I appreciated about it though was that the facilitators, they let her rock. They let her get out what she needed to get out.
Right.
You know, and it still was a safe environment. And then also she had a good partner. Like,
I was able to handle that.
Because her partner, they was the perfect partners for each other. Because when her partner, she went the same day I went, but her partner wasn't doing good. Because when I got out of my experience, I saw she wasn't doing good, and I went over there and I was like trying to console her a little bit, like, you good, girl?
Right.
Like, come on, you good? I said, you doing good. She won't doing good at all, but you know, trying to boost her up.
Right.
But yeah, everybody's experience was different. It was interesting to definitely watch, but it is like it's one of those treatments that when you do it, it's gonna be a long treatment day,
Right.
and then you need like 2 or 3 days.
Are you tired after?
Yeah, you're definitely tired. Yeah, you're tired. But you need to, because it's a somatic experience too.
Right.
So like your body is feeling things, experiencing things. So your energy is working while you're on that medicine. So you're super tired. You might not be hungry. You may have a headache after, you know. But you know, what was interesting was that after we took our medicine, like our facilitators didn't have no deep discussion with us or anything. They're just like, y'all make sure y'all walk in pairs, back to y'all room, don't do too much. They gave us the little breakdown, but it wasn't like they asked us about like, oh, well, tell us about your journey today.
Right.
They was like, y'all go home, y'all take good care of yourself today, like be kind to yourself today. And, you know, journal, write down your thoughts, anything that comes up for you, and we'll integrate. You know, and then tomorrow the other half will go, and then the last day we will do integration. You know, and you know during our Q&A when we was asking them about facilitation, I had a million questions to ask because, like I said, I want to be able to do it.
Right.
Well, I will be doing it, and I asked them, you know, why don't they have further like conversation
Like
after? You know, because it's not like drinking and getting drunk. Right. And you just like out of it and all of that other stuff. But when you do go through a psychedelic experience, most people are very vulnerable after, and they will speak and talk to you about whatever it is that they're experiencing. But it's not fair to that person to do that because you want them to be able to process what it is that they went through.
Emotions.
Yeah, because it's a lot. Like you just went through 5 or 6 hours of stuff. And you got to catch up.
All the emotions.
Yeah, and some of it you may miss or forget. So you're like, let me write this down real quick. Let me see. You know, and then you're trying to make sense out of everything. Excuse me. And some things it's not about, some things may not even make sense. Some things may just be like, you just seen monkeys because you just seen monkeys. Now, now people were saying they saw stuff and I didn't. And honestly, I want to see like some random lion jumping. I think that would be so funny. I think that would be so funny. But yeah, I wasn't seeing nothing. I guess I'm just too strong for that. But nah. No, but yeah, it's a lot of different things.
However your mind goes. Like you say, everybody's different. So some people might be seeing some monkeys or some lions. Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my.
One person was like laughing so hard. Everything was so funny to him while he was doing it. And everybody in the room was just laughing too because it was like, what is so funny? It was a lot.
I would want to have an experience like that.
As an observer, it was funny to watch some people because they was just really in it. And I mean, they had a good time. But you know, on Friday, which was our last day, and we was able to. They gave us time. We meditated at first, and then after we meditated for about 30 minutes, and then we went into a one-on-one integration with ourselves. So they gave us worksheets, and we could, you know, do whichever sheet we wanted to kind of just like help us process or journal or draw, whichever we wanted. And then we went into a big group discussion on like our experience and sharing and what did we think about it. And then we went into partner with our partners and dived in some more about like, you know, whatever
both
else we
experienced,
had,
yeah.
you know, with our partner. So it was good. But you know, that time is coming. But but what I will say is I'm super excited to continue to go on this journey with, you know, psilocybin and ketamine. I think that the African American community, we have so much hurt, trauma, pain, anxiety, and we go
Facts.
to these doctors and we, you know, let them prescribe us all these medications, or we don't go and get no type of treatment at all, right?
Right.
But I want people to be open to considering a medicine healing journey with organic medicine, right? Such as magic mushroom, because I do think that it's a life. It can be a life changing experience, right? And it's not a guarantee. I'm not giving y'all no guarantees, right? But just like these medications aren't guarantees either,
Right.
right?
Nothing is guaranteed. But if we think about it as, excuse me, African Americans and Native Americans and um, people of color, we have always used medicines from the earth. We've always used some herbs and garlics and things to heal ourselves because from the beginning of time, we didn't really. When did we go to the doctor? That means grandma was the one who made up that soup or fixed up some herbs from the garden. If you were sick, you had the mumps, the measles, whatever it was, they had a remedy for it.
Yeah,
They made some tea that used all of these herbs and things in it. So I think we are accustomed to doing that. I think it's just when you say, "Oh, this is mushrooms," like it's something different. But we are accustomed to using, things from the earth
yeah,
because a lot of times, like I have a sciatic nerve. They don't really have anything to give me, but they want to give me medicines that's going to make me knocked out for 3 or 4 days. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm still in pain.
yeah,
So for me, I was like, well, where's the natural remedy for this? Because I don't want to have to keep taking that. So I had to find natural remedies to help myself. So I know if I exercise and stretch and, use some of them laminates, I can move around
right.
versus taking medicines that's not really doing anything for me. But my hope for the Black community is that we will open up our mind about therapy, about new things such as mushrooms, too, because we have a lot of trauma, and it's not just it's environmental trauma, it's cultural trauma, it's economic trauma. Is we don't know from day to day. So I
Yeah,
feel like if we're stronger in our minds and our bodies and we can heal ourselves naturally, that's way better than taking all these medicines and you don't know, your kidney might be bad after that. We don't want bad kidneys.
right, right,
We gotta take a clove of garlic and be like, we good, this cold is gone.
right.
But that's my 2 cents.
All right. Well,
But I do want to try it.
and
So,
guess what? I know where we can go, and it's legal, y'all. So if y'all want to try it, just hit me up. If y'all want to learn more about it, I'm open to sharing information. Thank you again for tuning in. I look forward to hearing y'all feedback. Drop some comments, like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all.
Thank you.